All right. Let me see how the sound sounds. The sound quality is good. All right. Looks like everything might sound good. Just trying something different here. Let me remove this. What's good, everybody? I know it's using different you know, but unless the show goes on, what's good? What's good? Trying something a little different today. This will be like the news edition. Let me do this. I'm gonna pin up some things. Today's stream, we're gonna look at some articles, some reactions. Right there, that you see that it's posted the Great Fault Initiative. I put that there. And also, I'm gonna pin a link to see if this will link in with StreamYards. So we'll see how this works. Cross my fingers. Let me see if I can find the link. Let me give me a second. Okay. Let me put this right here. And place this here. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to repin that, but okay. All right. Let me remove this. Okay, that should look good now. Okay. So let's begin with the article readings. What should I start off with first? Decisions. I guess we'll start off with the interesting one. And I might post these. Let me just pull them out. We're going to talk about black superheroes. The first article that came around. And let me open my window. so y'all can see. Let's see where it is. Where is it? Oh, here it is. There you go. And let's see if y'all can see this. Y'all should be able to see that. That's big enough. It's titled Michael B. Jordan. Let me stretch it a little bit so y'all can get a good look. There we go. And it says here, Michael B. Jordan produces Static Shock movie for DC Comics. Now, why I'm bringing this as some importance, if you might add, and let me make sure if I sound good, let me know. The reason I'm mentioning Michael B. Jordan because he is stepping from the realm of, I guess, acting to now doing movies, which is a good thing in my mind. Let's go down and look at it. After weeks of speculation, Warner Bros. Is definitely working on a Static Shock flick, and the studio has come serious help in developing the project. Announced Friday afternoon, Black Panther star Michael B. Jordan is set to produce the feature alongside longtime scrub, I think his name's Ronaldo Holden, or Reginald Hutton, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm proud to be part of building a new universe centered around black superheroes. Our community deserves that. I might add. And Jordan told THR Outlers Society is committed to bringing to life diverse comic books content across all platforms. And we are all excited to ponder with Reggie and Warner Brothers on this initial step. Now, if y'all can imagine, what would be a reality where now you go to your nearby movie theater or downloadable content, because I don't see people spending money on theaters like they used to, that now you could be able to watch your favorite black comic book character on film and have a universe where black comic book characters are separate from the non-black comic book characters. But the biggest question should be asked, how many of black people will support this movie or any other projects move forward in regards to black cinema, or I like to call it the return of black exploitation movies? You feel me? Anyway, the THR report seemingly suggests that Static Shock films could be the center of a new cinematic universe produced by Jordan and Outler Society banners. Outler will be in the creative center of Static Features, and for Jordan, a comic book fan, this is an opportunity for not only for some world building, but to be directly involved in franchise building should the first movie spark a hit of a multi-platform franchise could be born, and the trade reports. Feature the what they call Tindler Static Virgil Hawkins, the character debut as a milestone character before the Static Shock series of the early 2000s convert the beloved character into a household name. And news of the feature first surfaced during DC's fandom in August. At the time, Hudlin joins the likes of Phil Lamar and Mark Bernard to celebrate the surprise relaunch of Milestone Comics. In the same panel, Hudlin, Bernard, and company unveiled a feature film was in works at Warner Brothers. Through they don't elaborate any further. Hudlin, and now a partner at Milestone, is help relaunching the line of comics for DC's next year. The writers himself will be at the center of the Static Shock comic series that's set for release next February. Okay. And Hudson also penned a separate static involved graphic novel as well as a series featuring following milestone character Ionic and Rocket. Eternals, PS5, Xbox Series. I'm not sure what this is. Everything coming to Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Amazon Prime Videos in November of 2020. Every month, all of the major streams service added new movies and TV shows to their roster, keeping content fresh for subscribers. All around the country this November is no different. Netflix, Disney, HBO Max, Hulu, and Amazon Prime are all going to be giving their lineups a bit of a overhaul, bringing in classic films, popular TV shows, and brand new original over the course of November 30th. No, actually, November 30th days. I don't know if they wrote this wrong. One of the most talked about arrivals this month is actually coming to Hulu in the form of the all new Animaniac reboot. Ugh, are you serious? Are you not? You're not gonna reboot that stupid ass cartoon? Anyway, I'm just gonna relax. The beloved animated series is making a comeback with its original voice cast and will debut on November 20th on that same day. Hulu will also be releasing the new horror film Run, starring Sarah Paulson. Netflix is getting a jump start on the Christmas season in November, release multiple new holidays titles each and every week. The lineup includes Jingle Jangles, A Christmas Journey, The Christmas Chronicles 2, Dash and Lily, The Princess Switches Again, and quite a few others. Disney Plus is also getting in on the holiday game with the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, which premiered on November 17th. Excited to see what else is coming to all of your favorite stream service this month. Take a look at the full list below. And these are all the Netflix from 60 Days, Season 5, Clockwork Orange, Boys in the... What? I don't know about that. Casper, Christmas Break-In, Dawson's Creek, Season 1 through 6, Easy A, Elf's Pets, Fox Club, Christmas Tales, Elf's Pets, Santa, Reindeer Rescue, Elliot, the Lilius Reindeer, Forge and Fire, Jump the Broom, and do I really need to go all through all this? Yeah, these are all old movies that they now premiere on, I guess, on Netflix for people to watch. HBO Max, 10,000 BC, 13 going on 30, Too Fast, Too Furious, Above the Rim, All Is Bright, America, Anchor, Outright, Another Cinderella Story, The Arrangements, Austin Powers, and Goldmember, and we go on down the line, blah 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 blah. Some long stuff. Oh, they got Friday the 13th. I think one thing with all these streaming podcasts, these streaming outlets, they just rebuy or have the catalog a bunch of movies and revamp them on the major important streaming services. As you know, streaming is very much lucrative. I can't tell how much is in the stock market for a certain streaming service like Hulu and Netflix, but all that you used to watch decades ago are now going to be streamed on these popular outlets. So if you're not have a subscription or you go for other means to watch your favorite old classic movies or TV shows, these are platforms they're going to be on. As you can tell, this one's HBO, and HBO has a long list of things, so they got a lot of catalog, more than Netflix, surprisingly. I'm a person, I prefer new material, fresh new material than some existing stuff because it gets redundant. It shows lack of innovation, no creativity, Hell, they might get some black people to write some new scripts and movies, so people could watch some of these, create new movies and stuff. Sorry to readdress that, but you get the point. All these are, found in HBO. Not gonna go down the list. Hulu, as you know, Anisha Home Kitchen complete season 1 from 2. Best Bakers in America, Christmas Cookies Challenge, Flip Flop Fort Worth, Holidays Baking Championship, Galdo Holiday Handbook, and the list goes on and on. And from what I could tell from Hulu to HBO, I think Hulu, no, actually HBO has more of a longer list because HBO has been around longer. They just now streaming and taking streaming more seriously to a new level. Prime Videos, I'm not sure what that is. That look like that's another streaming service. 28 Days Later, Christmas Movies, Christmas, A Majestic Christmas, Arizona Whirlwind, Article 99. I don't know none of these movies. Oh, Boys in the Hood, which get played out constantly. The Expendables, season 1 through 3. Yeah. And you get the point. So my projection, going on to 2021, I should be expecting more. What's the word? I should be expecting more black movies. Some that's gonna be interesting, some that's gonna be boring, but we should be seeing more and more. Okay, let me check if anybody's on the other end. Okay, so let's go on to the next story. Let me find it. I'm not sure if I've gone over this one. This is short. The first black-owned stock exchange in U.S. history, which opened a couple months ago. And as it's read, as I move some of this stupid stuff. Invest in stocks and bonds has always been one of the core principles of wealth building within the financial industries. For one former lawyer, it was imperative to give people within the black community the opportunity to invest and create that generational wealth so he can create the first major black and minority owned stock exchange in the country. And I gotta find where it's at. This looks like this could be either Chicago or New York. So let me see where this is at. Let me go up. Well, it didn't say where, but I'll find out. The Dream Exchange, founder by Joel Sekala, in partnership with Cadiz Capital Holding LLC, is a black and minority-owned private equity firm led by William H. Elson, who holds majority ownership of the exchange. Created the platform to provide a space to match small and emerging business at an early stage with investors to generate. Hold on. To generate more wealth created for unserved communities or underdeserved communities. Casella credit has legal careers for learning more about investment and driving him on a path to creating his company. And we go down and going down. Early in my legal career, I learned how stock exchanges hunt for liquidity because I was the lawyer for the founder of what they call Art Chip Lago, one of the first and the biggest electronic stock exchange in the world. Archipelago grew into what the world has come to know today as the New York Stock Exchange. Ooh, did not know that. Because of my experience in understanding the formation of the world's greatest electronic stock exchange, I learned how a stock exchange creates and controls liquidity in the market, said C. Kala in an email interview with Black Enterprise. After years of research, I discovered that the structure of the U.S. capital market and the current stock exchange favor only the large transaction with celebrities companies. My research showed that prior to the archipelago, the overwhelming majority of the IPO were 50 million and under by 2004. Small capital IPOs had all but disappeared. After years of working with minority businesses, I realized as well that minority businesses were nearly absent from all IPOs and public companies listed. Sakalo hopes the new stock exchange will allow more in his community to go into investment in addition to promoting new business to potential investors. The importance of a black owned stock exchange cannot be understated. Research from the SEC IPO task force shows that 92% of all jobs are created after a company goes public. He explains, and I need to hear this. In the 230-year history of the stock exchange in America, only one black-owned firm had made it to the New York Stock Exchange, and there has never been a black-owned stock exchange. Without access to public market, any sector of society absence will most certainly suffer economically. This is the importance of having a channel for access to the public market in America. As we go down, and I think that's it. So, I mean, if y'all want to check out yourself, this link will be in the description. I think it's something to invest in. I'll probably look it up if there's a ticker for the stock exchange for this. But like I said, there's not many black companies that's in the New York Stock Exchange for tickers. I think there's less than 5. Could be more. But the point is this: you cannot have a corporation or you build a small company going to be something more than small, and you're not in the stock exchange. Now, mind you, to tell y'all the truth, the stock exchange is always a funny scenario to be getting into as a man and woman if you're not knowledgeable of how stocks work. But it's not something you should be afraid to get into through this economic downturn, because right now, no matter who's elected as president, whether Democrat or Republican, stocks run like it's always been, up and down, bulls and bears. So it is very wise for any person to invest their time and energy to learn how it works. Mind you, this is not teach in regular schools. Last time I checked, I'm not sure of any charter school or any school that is run predominantly from non-black people teach stocks, unless you go to a university to get a 4-year degree in, I think, BMA or marketing, business administration, I think, or get a degree in marketing or business to understand how stocks work. But like I said, I think because of technology now and people could stock now with their cell phones, it's more lucrative and easy now to get a hold into the markets. But only downside of following the markets, if you're a person, is you gotta know your risk tolerance. And I think that's what we lack as a collective, as a community, that we don't know when to go in, when to come out, when to hold, when to sell. These are things that you're always going to be conflicted if you're doing stocks. So always know the reward and consequence when going into the markets. What's the next article to look into? No, I'm not gonna look at that one. All right, let's go to Maxine Waters. Now, as y'all know, Miss Waters, 80 something years old now, and you think some women now should retire now after doing their time in politics. But like I said, once you get into politics, you're there for life. You could be there until you die, and that's what's known in America, that people could be in certain positions in politics and they could be there for a career for 30 or more years. And you wonder why there's no progress in regards to building up youth that's going to be adults in the future, be in the environments of politics. But I'm not getting into that. That's for y'all to figure out. Republican Maxine Waters appeals to black voters for Trump. They will go down in history as having done the most despicable thing to their families. Right. Congresswoman Maxine Waters gave a very strong message to black voters who are considering voting for President Trump. Any of them show their face, I will never ever forgive them for undermining the possibility to help their own people and their own communities. She speak with Sirius XM host John Manson. The Congresswoman continues, black men who don't understand, if they're not listening to you, if they're not listening to our voices, then they have a price to pay. The years to come, if they help put Trump over and help him get elected, they will go down in history as having done the most despicable thing to their families and to their communities and to their mothers and their grandmothers. They will shamefully be accused of having attributes to the lack of equality, life for the people they claim to love so much. Well, Miss Waters, the black men of tomorrow would have agreed, but there's a new day for the black men today. He is not going to follow or be shy to bullshit. If you are smart, a bright, an intelligent, a man with common sense, 18 years and over, I'll tell you what you should do or what you should have voted or picked, because it has come and gone, the election. The only thing I would tell you is that you should always be neutral when it comes to the bigger picture. Now, in regards to local elections, yes, you should pick for your interests, and not for your interests, but you must also pick that will benefit the community that you reside. Mostly, if you're black, you should benefit from the black community with your vote. But anyway, is there an audio for this? Yeah, there's an audio. Let me see if I can play this audio. I'm not sure it's going to play. I doubt it's going to play, but let's test it out.
People, Joe, I mean, I don't even know where any blacks would be coming from that would be voting for Trump. It just hurts me so bad to see blacks talking about supporting Trump. I don't know why they would be doing it. I don't know what's on their minds. But if we don't turn out this vote and turn it out huge, this man could end up winning again. And this country would go backwards. The divisiveness that this deplorable human being has caused, the confrontations, the dog whistling to the right wing, the white supremacists, the KKK, and they're coming alive. They're emboldened because they've got a leader who wants them to do it. What did he say to the Proud Boys? Stand back and stand ready. Ready for what? Confrontation. Give me a break, Joe. I thank you. I know you're on it, doing everything that you can. We got to shout it from the rooftops. That we
spent most of the morning here because the story came out that as Florida goes, it might make it a short night, but black men could very well carry Florida and particularly other states, but in particular Florida. But these young black men for the most part, they're somehow it's being communicated to them that they either need to support Trump or they need not vote. And I just need you, one who look, you know how the system works. You know how this game is played. To just talk to these young brothers for a minute or so.
Well, let me just say this. You're absolutely right about many of these young men, these young black men, not really understanding how the systems work and what we have done to improve the systems. If I was not on financial services and Nydia Velasquez was not on financial services, the big restaurants and hotels would have gotten away with getting all of this PPP money. Because we're there, we were able to, number one, spot it and to come up with the supplement that was needed in order to get that money out into our community to many of our small banks. And we still need to do more with that. If we were not there, we would not be able to even talk about rental assistance and assistance to homeowners who have these exotic loans and predatory loans that they should have had in the first place, and ways by we are getting forbearance for them so that they won't lose their homes and they will be able to get loan modifications after years forbearance. They don't understand any of this, and they don't want to understand it. They think somehow if they are going to support Trump, that they're going to realize some big sums of money that's going to come to them through some damn proposals that they're going to present, and they're going to be taken care of, and they're going to be able to manage all of this money. They are crazy. They're not going to get a dime from these people. They don't even know how to put together the right kind of proposals to even be considered in this way that government works, and how you have to get through the House and the Senate and all of these committees, even in order to get to the president to sign something, and he's not going to sign a darn thing to them. He's a racist. He does not have any appreciation for black people and black women in particular. He's talked about us so bad. He talked about John Lewis so bad. He talked about Cummings so bad. He has no respect for us. He's not doing anything for us. And for those black young men who think somehow they can align themselves with Trump, not only are they terribly mistaken, any of them showing their face, I will never, ever forgive them for undermining the possibility to help their own people and their own communities. It is absolutely unconscionable. It is shameful. But if they would spend some time with us, we would help them to know what we're struggling for and how they would be able to help us in this struggle. They don't send anything to, any of the social media about helping us in what we're doing. I mean, I guess it's all right to talk about, how many cars you got. It's all right to talk about women, et cetera, on all of these platforms. But when are you going to join with us to talk about how we save all of our black banks? When are you going to join with us to talk about we've got to stem?
Interesting. That was very interesting. But I guess y'all get the point. Let me see if I can. I'm not. Well, yeah. Wait, actually, let me see if I can replay it. Well, I guess that's it. But you get the point. But my end note to all this with Maxine Waters, and right here is also the written part, which I'm not going to, is I will say this again. And to be honest with y'all people, they already got their man in office, and they got Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris as, I guess, the new president, vice president of America. But it shows the disrespect with a lot of women, not Miss Waters or any woman, that I find ironic. You talk about this administration, but you've been in politics for 45, actually 46 years. And from what has been heard, you have not done shit in the city or the town or the county you live in. But you can question about this administration, which this administration not gonna do nothing no different than what the other administration has left before Trump went in office, and it's gonna be the same thing when another president is gonna do nothing for the black community in the same manner. I find it very interesting when a lot of people like her or anybody else talking about saying that you think you're getting something, you're not getting anything. So for most black men, they're moving a different direction and saying that if I'm not getting what is rightfully mine, or for the men in general, then by default, in their thinking, this other side, which is Democrats, don't deserve the black male vote. Now, let's be honest. If we look at the average percentage, which they have the numbers, but I'll give a projection. Let's say more than 30% of the black male voters vote Republican. You still leave another 80% or 70% of black males that will still side from Democrat. So really, for her to make this video and the statement was really disingenuous and a disrespect to the black men that have their own mind of who they pick, who they choose. But it comes likely with a lot of black people because they've been siding with the Democratic Party for 55 years now. And they have not even given not even one thing tangible to black people. I'll tell you what they have accomplished. They have sure made and gave more to people that are not black in this country, mostly immigrants that come here. That's for sure. Also, what's the other thing they do? Oh, they gave more power and rights and stuff to people that are homosexual in all natures. So let's keep it 100. The Democrats have not shown no promise or anything favors to black people either. So in my boat, the 30% that did not want to side with a party that has not shown enough to black people, especially black men, for decades, I understand that now. But like I said, good old Miss Waters is not going to really fearmonger or give the so-called black men any fear moving forward, because a man has nothing to lose when he's not getting nothing to gain. That's all you need to know. All right, and the final story. As you know, My Fans Only has been very lucrative to a lot of women, especially women here in the West we call America. The women that's like 20 and up, I believe. Some that's even in their 40s, and some that as retired actors, actresses, singers, now going to My Fans Only to bust it wide open for a nigga. Oh, excuse me, for people. Let's look at this. The economics of OnlyFans. This is published back in April. A perfect storm of global pandemic, a breaking love life, a panic global recession caused one of my friends to consider making an OnlyFans account. OnlyFans has become part of the zeitgeist recently. The rise of e-girls and the prospect of making millions and making thousands, because a lot of people don't make millions in My Fans Only, mind you. If you're a woman that's overweight and look a certain way, most likely you're gonna be making roughly $50K a year at most, with some taxes off there, because they will tax the hell out of your My Fans Only account. So don't think that you create an account and they get their little 20%. No, you will be taxed. The more you sit there busting wide open for some thirsty dudes on the net, the more you're gonna be paying taxes. Mark my word. This is where Uncle Sam could start racking up the money for simping dudes. But I don't blame the women, what I'm saying? They gotta make that money, and since you as a male, if you subscribe to My Fans Only account and you give these women money, what that says about you. I gotta give DJ Cool props to this, because he did broadcast I think the other day, and he said that a lot of these dudes, men that has money, is paying for pussy. Bro, Hey, as y'all listen, please like the video. If y'all watching this, like the video, hit the like button. How are you as a man of means, paying for a chick that's most likely, on the average, could be overweight? She could be over wall age. Most like some of these chicks that creating my fans only accounts are not in their 20s. Some are in their mid 30s, maybe 40s, and is given a honest shot of making it or making some money off of simping. I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know. What's up? What's going on here? And the funny thing about all this, that I can't blame the women that create the accounts. I only blame the men. Because there's no way in hell you as a male that's not being productive, instead we try to find ways to make more money or better our skills. You go to my fans only and you pay $5 a month for a woman to squeeze her toes next to each other, to sit there, maybe shake her butt, twerk, or do all these little things that you could sit there and watch right now free from the internet. You just type up twerking and they have all videos. Hell, these chicks are doing it right now on IG more than they do on my fans only. And they make it all worse. You up here paying some money for her to sit there play with toys and figgle or finagle or Twitter her little her womb. But let me keep reading on. I can go on. It has benefit fabulously from the pandemic too. With everyone stuck at home all day, less of us have jobs, and we all have less to entertain ourselves with. More existential boredom equals more fans and crates alike. I was curious about this trending, yet mysteriously company, and wanted to find out more. Despite dipping its toes in the mainstream, there wasn't much about OnlyFans in the news. There are many interviews with OnlyFans creators, but I want some more data. To get it, I scrapped the OnlyFans website and did some analysis. The results are presented below for your pleasure. At the very bottom, I explain how I got them. I go through OnlyFans as a business, explain why I think it is unicorn in disguise. Next, we'll look at how OnlyFans is more equal than the least equal countries in the world. Finally, I'll return to the question I began this essay with. Should you make an OnlyFans account? Well, I do want to recall, do you want to get this paper? If you're a chick that's mostly non-slick, or a slick chick that has nothing to do with your time, you might be in school, not doing your homework, and you decide to say, I always play with my pussy when I'm at home. Why not? Might as well make money off it. I know one chick created a My Fans Only account because she said a lot of these thirsty dudes be in her inbox said they want to see her shake her booty. So she said, yeah, you can do it for a price. And because of the thirstism, because the thirst is real, you will see young little Negroes make My Fan Only accounts and want to pay a chick to bust it wide open. You feel me? And I get it. I understand the game. I can't knock the hustle. But I always ask as a man, the amount of time and money you spend on a chick busting wide open, you could be more productive, my dude. I'm just saying. But let's go on. OnlyFans is a billion-dollar business. Sex has always sold well. Now OnlyFans use the leverage of software and multiple it profits, giving power to the performers along the way. Their business is as simple as it gets. They provide a platform for paywall content creators, mostly finesse models, which that's what it started off with as a finesse model website, but it went beyond something else. And amateur porn stars post exclusive content to which only their paying fans have access. OnlyFans takes a 20% cut and giant pimp in the middle of an online marketplace of punters and showgirls. It is the Uber isolation of wanking. The logic concludes the market make or market eating the world. Instead of monstering a spare room or a Ferris, you monetize your lifestyle or your selfies, or monetize your selfies. Sorry. While the Uber and Airbnb disrupts taxi companies and hotel chains, OnlyFans is disrupting the seedlers and combine the porn industries. Big porn is notorious for taking advantage of young women via their commissions-based model. Only fans pay the performers their shares, get power back to the porn stars. OnlyFans is actually an even better business model than Airbnb and Uber. As the owner of a retail property or a gig taxi driver, I can only cater to one group of people at any one time. But as an OnlyFans creator, I can broadcast content to the multitude all at once. Making money on Airbnb or Uber is linear. I always have to do one more ride or host one more visit. On OnlyFans is multiplicative. The same selfies can serve 10 adoring fans or 1,000. If you have a minimal shame, a drooling audience, and are willing to get your tongues off, it's a pretty sweet deal. Creators can make millions of dollars or years just posting photos and videos, which sounds lame and stupid as hell, but like I said, if you're a thirsty person, you will do type of stuff like that. Let's see. And it looks like it's hard to see from my end, so if you can't see through the YouTube, I apologize. I could probably make the screen a little bigger since I am teaching this. Let me see if I can make this bigger. I don't think it'll make a difference. Yeah, that's the best I could do right now. So I'll leave it as is. Okay. Since they take shares of their revenue, what's it good for creators is good for OnlyFans themselves. And by the looks of recent trending business has been very good indeed. OnlyFans has benefited massively from the coronavirus crisis. Search activities has doubled since the lockdown, and according to Alexa, their traffic has surged. As you could tell from this demographic, it went up for the last few months, and it probably went a little bit further during and it's going to go higher during this winter season. Cuff season? Even before the pandemic, they were growing rapid. They pay E64-1K corporations tax in 2018. Should I click on this? Let's see what this is. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that. Let's go back. Okay, which is effective tax rate of 15% implies 2018 revenue around E4 million or E5.5 million. Today in 2020, their top users alone making this much money through their site. With a couple of assumptions, it's easy to estimate their early revenue today. As a god, it is big. In 2019, they had over 60,000 content creators and 7 million registered users. Interpolating from the Google growth trends, it's safe to say they have at least 10 million users today. I calculate the average revenue per creator per month is about 250 million. Or 250. or 250 million. I'm not sure. It could be around 250K. And the average subscription fee is about $8.07. From my scrap data, apply the 20% commission and assume only half the users and creators are active, we end up with a lower bound of 90 million and an upper bound of 104 million. Woo! That's an annual growth rate between 304% and 334%. Absolute nuts. Yo, they need to be on the stock market. If anybody know the ticker of My Fans Only or wherever this website is, please leave in the comment down below. I think you should get your money piled up ready and start invest that if there is it on the stock market. But how much are they worth? According to the article, OnlyFans takes home 6% of their revenue net of process and fees. This means they make profits between 540 million and 620 million. Since the business really doesn't have to do anything besides host the platform, collect fees, store content securely or sincerely, it probably worth of the EBIT multiple of around 15x. This gives a total valuation of between 810 million and 936 million. So they're almost pushing $1 billion, mind you, people. Who knew you could make so much money? And like you make a lot of money in this month hosting nudes. The crazy thing is that the valuation probably is still too low. The estimations of the number of users is likely too conservative. Like, people are really concerned about conservatism when it comes to My Fans Only. It's all about making the money off you thirsty dudes, man. I know somebody here in their attic right now is whacking it off right now as we speak, while paying for a chick that's pretty much might be over the age 18 on My Fans Only, shaking her booty. Maybe. Now I say maybe because it reminds me of Backpage. If y'all remember Backpage, how popular that site was, this is like the resurrection of Backpage 2.0. Make sure y'all like the stream. Hit the stream, like the stream, please. If you're watching or looking. Who knew you could make so much money hosting nudes? The crazy thing is that the valuation is probably still too low. The estimate of the number of users is likely too conservative. The Economist has it at 12 million, which I think is more than that. Also, it doesn't take into account their recent surge in traffic, nor the likely sustained increase in traffic due to social distancing. See if you can work out why. There are risks too in any business that sells exclusives, securities, and Paramount. Apparently, there was a big leak in February that the company denied this. Risk aside, OnlyFans is a stunningly good business, but for a company which claims to democratize paid content, it amazed how unequal it is. Almost all the money is made by the top creators. This is a histogram monthly revenue OnlyFans account, and you see that I scrapped up. Remind you of anything? Okay. It's a lot of creators. Let's go on. Oh, you didn't remember Backpage? Save it? Yes. As I read the comment, if you remember, that was a business in itself, and it was. I heard Backpage was dealing with sex trafficking. I could be wrong. Did I do a stream on this? I might have did a podcast on this last year. I'm about to revisit that. Anyway, the revenue of the content creators follow a classic power law distribution. The top accounts make something like 100K a month. These aren't in my samples. The mid account makes 180 a month. And this was in the month of April. This has to be updated. I guarantee they're making maybe more than 200K or more now. Yes, they were doing a lot of that too. Xander. So the top 1% of accounts make 33% of all the money. The top 10% of accounts make 73% of all the money. This isn't the 80-20 rule. It is an 80-14 rule. What you mean it's 80-14? Because they're the ones that create the site, what was once for fitness nonsense, garbage, and now they turn it into soft, or I could say hardcore porn. Because I'm telling you right now, people, anybody that knows anybody that does as my fans only account or does my fans only, they're not just there taking pictures where you pay $5 a month. There are some women right now, as we speak, having sex live, and you paying a subscription just to see two people or whatever get banged for a reasonable price of $15 or $20 a month. And they have so many packages, just like Patreon. But this is not Patreon, people. This is sex. Sex sells. And it makes me have to re-examine a lot of things. That most people that do content on YouTube, especially, yeah, you might make some money. You might make a little more money on Patreon, but you're not making no serious money unless you have my fans only. This is the new wave of real residual income. All you gotta do as a woman, young woman especially, is to sit on your ass, sell a bed, spread your legs, play with your coochie, and you get like an instant 5 to 10,000 subscribers overnight. That's how the thirst is real, my people. Alright. The standard way to measure inequality of an economy is with Gini index. An index of 0 implies a communist utopia. A value of 1 implies a single greedy capitalist own all the wealth. The Gini index of OnlyFans is 0.83. The most unequal society in the world, South Africa, has a Gini index of 0.68. OnlyFans is less equal than the ex-apprehend state. OnlyFans is an unequal because Chancellor makes accounts with 0 fans while big Instagram stars take their following with them. A large proportion of accounts have no fans at all, and the lion's shares of fans are shared on the top of accounts. Most creators probably lose money. Being an independent, explicit online content creator is by many accounts exhausting. Your fans are not merely fans, they're paying customers. To keep that sweet money flowing into their bank account, content creators often have to work harder and harder to satisfy their Patreons. And here's another revenue frequency and the month of revenue, as you can see here for the scales. Let's go down. The most accounts take home less than $145 per month after commission. The model revenue is 0.06, and the next most common is $4.99. Creators put hours into each post, and on top of that, they interact one-on-one with fans who can message them at any time to break even on an OnlyFans account. Creators need to earn more per month than the cost of hours spent engaging. Woo! The median take-home revenue is $136 per hour month. If your value of a creator time is 15 minimum wage, the median creator needs to be spending less than 9 hours per month on her OnlyFans to break even. This is less than 20 minutes a day. Woo! Oh my goodness. You see that? I hope y'all sharing this, man. Do y'all want me to read that? Let me read that again, man. To break even on an OnlyFans account, creators need to earn more per month than the cost of hour spent engagement. The median take-home revenue is $136 per month. If you value a creator's time at a 15 minimum wage, The medium creator need to be spending less than 9 hours per month on her OnlyFans to break even. This is less than 20 minutes a day. So with 20 minutes a day, you already made your money. And I know some women take more than 20 minutes on the average. And you all know, trust me, if you all know that the average porn session is 13 minutes. And I just guessed that. I could be wrong. If anybody could educate me, please do. But if you notice, like, what's the site? Pornhub. If you go for any video from Pornhub and you check every known video, you know they mostly stretch to roughly 13 minutes. So all it takes for you to do is 20 minutes per day. You could easily break even. Easily. Because that's all it takes. And if you haven't, I guess, intercourse with another mate, depending on how long that person lasts without film, you look at around 12 minutes. Yeah, it is a lack of stamina. But remember, Xanders, that's all it takes to make your money. If you're a content creator like a woman, because most women thrive on MyFans only, that's all they need. 13 minutes. It says all you need to put in is 20 minutes a day, less than 9 hours, just to make your money. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And please like the stream, please. Hit the like, please. If y'all can. Let's go on. I gotta laugh to this because I swear, man, I can see why a lot of young girls doing this. It don't make no sense you go work a 9 to 5 or work a little minimum wage job. It's a waste of time. They'll sit there. If you're, let's say, if a young girl, a woman that's 18 years of age, she's still in high school, she could actually create a MyFans only account and make her money right there while she's in her senior year of high school, going on to college. And let's be honest, you think most people today, and I'm saying today, just for the sake of conversation, are going to shame young girls if they're doing MyFans only? Let's keep it real. Let's keep 100. Either they know or not. You think if they find it, they're going to shame them? I don't know. Y'all ask me. Y'all tell me. Because the way how it's hard to find jobs, this is one thing that a person get nice, rich. Well, not rich, but live a comfortable middle wage lifestyle. Because the only people that's really making real serious money, and let's keep it 100, is a well-established entertainer or a porn star. And normally it's not just no simple porn star. It's one of them well-known porn stars that's up and coming, will make some serious guap on MyFans only. Make some serious guap. I heard one non-black woman made roughly $100K a month on MyFans only. And I'm looking at that's crazy, but that's chump change. That means she's pulling in close to $10K a month. Or actually, she's pulling in at least a week or more over a week. She has pulling over $25,000 a week, at most for 4 weeks, to make $100K a month. And that's an easy thing to accomplish, but not everybody could get that amount of money in a short period of time. But anyway, let's go on. What else? Fans experts regard prompt engagement, and many creators compare OnlyFans to running a business. It seems unlikely that you could satisfy all your fans' demands in less time than it takes to make a eat breakfast. Relatively to efforts, it looks like most accounts lose money. For the reason, unless you already have a large following from somewhere like Instagram, Twitch, making OnlyFans is unlikely to be worth the effort. I invest my money in OnlyFans, but not my time. Sorry, would be a fan. You have to get your kicks elsewhere, which that's what normally they do. They go to porn Pornhub. What else? They can go to what's those other sites? Anybody can name some sites that's free out there that people could check out? What's good, Mr. Faulkner? If you check the thing that I pin up, you could join the conversation. But these are institutions that still exist that's making money. Okay. So my thinking is this: that don't quit your day job, sweetie. You might have to go and create that account if you need that bread. But like I said, this is only for simping males in today's space. So I don't expect it to get any better. But we shall see. We shall see. Let's go on. Addendum. Getting the tips. One important thing this analysis of public data missing is tipping. A substantial proportion of the top accounts revenue comes from tips, money which fans send directly to creators for private messages or photos. Unfortunately, tipping amounts aren't published by OnlyFans, so there is a lot I don't know about. I do know it can be very lucrative. Some accounts request minimum hundreds of dollars per tip. Unlike posting public photos through tipping, it doesn't scale. You have to make every individual fan feel special. If you're a large account and can charge hundreds per tip, it's easy money. But if you're just starting out, tipping makes it harder, not easier, to attain a sustainable income because they require more work. How I did it. First, I emailed them asking, could I see their aggregate level data? They sent me this reply, which is hard to read. This is small, which I can't read that. Don't worry about it. Let's go down. Okay. All right. Thanks, Vlad. So I tried to scrap their site instead. I quickly learned that scrapping OnlyFans is very difficult. This is not surprising. Security is central to their business model. If you could scrap the image of videos off their platform, they would have a business. I tried using Cilium, a beautiful soup, but neither one works for me. So I use Skulik instead. Skulik is a graphic user interface automation tool. It allows you to write scripts that mimic the behavior of the real person. The computer physically moves the mouse to click on things and type letters one by one into the search bar, just like you would. This means you scrap can trick websites into thinking you're a real person, so they won't block you. A disadvantage of Skilling is it requires your entire machine to function, like an AI villain. In a sci-fi movie, the computer literally takes control of your keyboard and mouse, so you can do anything while it's running. It also takes much longer to conventionally web scrapper. And you see the lovely symbol, my fans only. I use a Chrome plug to get lift URLs from a root OnlyFans account. Then I ran a Skulik script a compile of times overnight with VPN Rummaster so the site would block my real IP address. OnlyFans has a JavaScript waiting page which takes a randomous amount of time to load before you can see an account. And I'm not going to go read it on because this deals with more, I think, IT stuff, cybersecurity, all the stuff that y'all people are not familiar with. You got to take a class on that, learn more about that. I'm not going to be teaching that. I'm not a student of that. Let's move on. The process. I proceed to file beautiful soap. Oh, no, I'm not going on that. Let's go down. Analyzing. Because many accounts don't have their own numbers of fans available, I had to estimate it. I calculate the number of likes per post. I choose to use that as a proxy of number of fans. This likely is an underestimate. Jim Wolf has over 12,000 fans, but this number isn't publicly available on her page. In contrast, she only has 6,920 likes per post. You can multiply the number of fans by the subscriptions price to get monthly revenue. Many accounts don't have one subscription price, but several depend on promotion or length of time subscribed. I set the subscription price for all these accounts to a minimum of $4.99. If interests, you can find the code I use here. And there's another code, but I think that's it. I'll leave this in the description as well. Woo! That was interesting. Very interesting indeed. Another thing. Let me stop this. If you want to find out all recent episodes from Chaos Reign, let me see if I could guide y'all to the platform. Oh. This is where you can listen to the playback of a lot of episodes. If I could. As I popped it back up here. You can find me on all applications from, as you know, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify, all these good stuff. All episodes I've done so far and some that I recap from the last season will be on here. So, as y'all know, I think this was good. I think a lot of people like this. I hope this was really helpful to many of y'all. I might do more of this down the line. I was just testing out this news thing. Yeah, I know. I was just doing a little tests on this. So, I was going to test if people could want to come in on the link that I put pinned up. But if y'all don't want to come up, that's fine. This is just a testing stream, like always, of something new. And like always, if y'all want me to do more in-depth news that I find throughout the net, some articles, give my take. Some might be interesting, some might be boring. Just leave a comment in the comment section, like always. I would like to hear from y'all personally. I think this was very helpful. Be honest with you, I think I learned a lot from this. Normally, I don't read news articles like this on my channel, but it's something that I just want to try something different. Try little things. You see. But this is good. I hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. One thing to know that the fall stream that'll be coming up, I think the next one will be with Crumb TV, I believe. It's possible. I'm not sure what's the next live stream I'll be posting. It will be later this week. I have to think of a subject, and y'all know if y'all subscribe to the channel, just hit that subscribe button, hit the top bell for notification when I go live for the next live stream or uploads. So be on the lookout. Thank y'all again for listening to this news or chaos news stream, and catch me on the next one. Take care. The chaos reigns.